And today, I wanted to tap in earth and um I was just I think what brought me to this conversation, and I was just thinking about some of the things that I've done for other people who didn't care about me like I wanted someone to care about me. And I don't fault them. I don't blame them, because it was my people pleasing tendencies that enabled them to be able to treat me the way that they were treating me. And so, what I'm starting to realize about people pleasing and just doing too much is that you don't have the opportunity to see how much that person would actually do for you. And of course, we don't want strictly transactional relationships. So, of course, I wouldn't want to I wouldn't want to attract relationships that are strictly transactional. But I do think that less is more. And really just thinking about like the younger version of me, right? And young women today, or anybody young that's like in my family, like my nieces, or um, just any young women, and how taught us like you need to be cooking and cleaning and um washing dishes and having babies and standing barefoot in the kitchen and like all of these different things, right? And so you get in a relationship, and then we they do have they people of course be saying the stuff like you're not supposed to be doing all of that for somebody that you're not married to. But even then, I just feel like um if you're doing so much for someone, how are you able to see what they're willing to do? How do you know if that person is clean? And I think it also goes vice versa. Like even if you're a man and you have a woman, and you're cleaning up all the time, you're literally doing every single thing. So then 10 years down the line, y'all got kids, you've been together, and then that person doesn't clean, that person um, doesn't practice emotional well-being. Um, and you know, I think when we overcompensate and when we do too much and when we give too much of ourselves, it allows people to hide in that, and they can disguise themselves in like, well, she doing it, so let me just go ahead and let her do it, and I'm gonna just coast along and see what happens and see how long I can get away with me not doing nothing. And I just think that it's really easy to see what someone is willing to do for themselves, because like when we're in relationships or even friendships, like there are certain people that I know I'm just not gonna hang around, right? Based off of your morals, your standards, your values. It's certain people that I would caution. I wouldn't be like, oh yeah, that's my best friend, or like I pride myself on having friends that are amazing, that are kind, that are sweet, that are smart, that are pouring into themselves, that are emotionally well, um, that are taking the time to do what it takes to be better, so that they're not creating harm um, to themselves and just the people around them. And so, why would I allow someone in my life like that to be in my life every single day? And like, when you're thinking about relationships and stuff, literally, this is somebody who you share every single day with. So eventually you can be heavily influenced by their habits, their habits, their values, their morals. And it's so easy to lose yourself. And I have. And I've said this so many times. And I think, I'm just I've just been unpacking. I've been unpacking so much, and just thinking about how how many mistakes I've made in my life. And I think that's the really dope thing about you start to realize, like, dang, that I wasn't doing that right. I was not making the right decisions. Um, and I think that's the beauty of gaining wisdom and being able to pass them along to someone younger than you, or even just nurture your younger self. Um, I am learning to not feel like guilty for some of the mistakes that I've made and some of the things that I've done. Um, as well as in my present life, also not, what is this? Um, also not beat myself up about the things that I do currently, like in my present life. And which is really has been, I don't, not right now, baby. Not right now. Not right now, Kai. You could shoot it. You could shoot it. Um, but learning to process disappointment and not dwelling on it, learning to process regret and not dwelling on it, um, I think has been a really important part of my healing journey. And when I'm thinking about just my mindset and some of the times that I have fallen into depression, it's because I just dwelled and dwelled and dwelled and dwelled on something that I think I shouldn't have done and just can't forgive myself for it. So, like I said, the really dope part about growing up and becoming more wise as we age, I think, is just learning forgiveness, learning that the things that we did in our past, they don't define us. They don't. That's not who we have to be. Um, I'm sure there's plenty of people who might have known me, 10 years ago, and I'm a completely different person now. My thoughts are different. The knowledge I have is different. The wisdom. I'm a lot nicer. I'm a lot nicer. I think I'm more kind because I have the capacity to be more kind to myself. And that's what it really boils down to. And which is why sometimes I'm able to have a little more compassion for people who may be, being rude or disrespectful or whatever, because it's like, oh, this is the relationship that you have with yourself. It's not necessarily a reflection of me, but this is how you talk to yourself. These are the things that you say to yourself, and how you know how to get this out. You don't need me to do this. Um, but the way that you talk to yourself is really a reflection of how you treat other people. And so, I'm just learning to, like, take the lessons that I went through, apply them to my life, and move on in a way. I'm good. How you doing? How you doing today? I'm a little, I don't know why, but I'm tired today. Um, Man, woke up tired. But how you doing? And where are you from? Where you tapping in from? But yeah, just giving myself grace for some of the mistakes I made and for a lot of the people pleasing that I participated in, and just was blinded in allowing people to be in my life who didn't deserve to be in my life because they were never ready to do the things that it takes to be a good supportive partner or friend. Oh, New Orleans. Okay, I think you told me that. Um, but you know, um, you live and you learn. You live and you learn. But yeah, I just think it's a big thing to not do too much, to not give away too much unless you know that you can trust the person with all that you are. I think, you can give, and then if the person on the receiving end is ungrateful, or if that person never intended on doing or reciprocating the same, then it can be unbalanced. And then that, that imbalance can turn into resentment, regret, frustration, because you feel like you got the short end of the stick, and you feel like, damn, I done sat here and gave this person everything, and um just spilled out my whole heart and all my life savings and all the shit, and and they were never going to be the person that you had in your mind, that you envisioned. And so I think that it's really important to preserve ourselves when we are stepping into new, not only just like intimate relationships, but friendships, just relationships in general. I think it's important to preserve ourselves and um, have discernment and like practice reciprocation, and as much as you feel comfortable doing, like, yeah, if somebody's doing the most for you, and you just feel like, well, that's a lot, I'm not really trying to do all of that, then don't don't but I just think that when you do a lot, what happens is that person gets to hide in your acts and your kindness, and they get to just kind of coast along and be like, well, they're doing everything, so why do I need to do anything? And then they don't even see, because it's like just say you're in a relationship, right? And you're the person that always cleans up. You've been cleaning up for years. And then when you stop cleaning up, the house never gets cleaned. And it's like, damn, I never knew that they was dirty. And that might not be an issue for some people, but for me, that's a big deal because I like cleanliness. I like to feel good in whatever space I'm in. I like to feel comfortable. So if you are Akai, no, 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 no. So yeah, if you are doing so much, then it really doesn't give you any room to see what that person is capable of. And that's why it also makes sense to not judge people or not accept people off of their potential or off what they say they can do or what you think they can do. Because oftentimes, what you think they can do is just something that you've created in your mind that you want, but you don't necessarily know if that person is doing that because they can only prove that by their actions. If they're not actually doing it, then most likely they are not. And so I think we continue to keep getting in relationships and fooling ourselves and thinking that the math don't be mathing, and the math is always gonna math. If somebody is not doing something, they're not going to do it. It don't matter what you think, it don't matter, how much support you give them, um, how nice you are to them. That's just not something that they necessarily want to do. And it's not something that's in their heart. And it might have not even been how they were raised or how they, um, just something that they desire. Like I said, some people don't mind, living in certain conditions. Some people don't mind, um, like not really getting outside. But if you love to be outside all the time, then you don't want to, be like spending every single day with somebody who loves to be in the house every single day. So yeah, that was my reflection for today, because I just was thinking about, like, damn, like I have really done a lot of stuff that, and for me, it was like, oh, I'm being nice, or I'm showing this person that I really care about them. I'm showing this person that, um, that I want them around and that I want us to grow together. But that person they never wanted that. And and also they even said, like, I never asked you to do that. Like, what a slap in the face is that? You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, I got to respect that, because yeah, you never did ask me to do that. And I just did it because I am overcompensating. I am, not confident in myself, not confident in the fact that who I am is enough, and that I don't have to do and I don't have to overly do things for someone to like me. And so yeah, that was a huge lesson for me, and I think a lot of Black women experience that, because in so many spaces we're expected to just do. We're expected to work hard. We're expected to be so strong. We're expected to comfort everyone and be there for every single person. And I just want us to let that go. I really do. I want Black women to let that go, and and learn to pour into ourselves, learn to have self-respect for ourselves, learn to do for ourselves and take care of ourselves first. If we're not taking care of, how are we going to take care of anyone? And allow people to show you who they are, not just tell you, and not even just show you for a little bit. And also not giving them the blueprint to your heart, and not giving them the blueprint to everything you want and need. Like, if someone is going to do that and that's who they are, they'll just do it. You don't have to tell them. You don't have to tell anyone, oh yeah, I love when people do this. I love when people do that for me. I love when a guy does this. I love when a guy does that. It's unnecessary, because the thing is that what they will do is they'll do it. They'll do it. No, you need to stop. They'll do it. Yeah, you need to stop. You can come back here and you can play basketball, but you can't throw the rocks. But they'll do it. They'll fake it. They'll fake it. Sometimes they'll fake it for years. Um uh-uh. Uh-uh. Mm-mm. You want to go back in the house? Let's go back in the house. Mm-mm. But yeah, so I think it's really, really important that we preserve ourselves. That we preserve ourselves, and that we learn to just be confident in just who we are. The bare minimum of who we are. Like, I know that I shouldn't have to bake nobody a whole home cooked ass meal for them to realize, like, dang, she's an amazing person, just from one conversation with me, or like, a couple conversations, and then just a little bit of digging into, like, even just social media. And even though social media be fake most of the time, but just a little bit of digging should, like, let someone know, like, oh, she's a dope person, and I think she cool. I want to kick it with her. I want to be her friend, or I want to be in her community, and I shouldn't have to overdo it. Or they'll make sure to withhold it from you and make you feel like you haven't done enough to receive it. Exactly. And that's that manipulation. And then what it does is that over time, you will literally need that validation from that person in every situation you're in. You don't even have to be with them no more. You don't even have to be around that person no more. And what they did to you, to your psyche, if I let you go outside, you cannot be out there throwing rocks. Look at me. You can't be out there throwing rocks. But what you crying for? You just gotta listen. That's all. There's nothing wrong with it. Ain't nothing wrong with cooking. It's not. I actually used to love to cook. I don't really like to cook no more, because for one, I got a kid, and I just feel like, man, it's hard. It's hard to, like, put forth effort. And, like, my son don't really eat the stuff that I eat. And so, Kai. He don't really eat the stuff that I eat, so I'm only cooking for me. And I grew up cooking for my siblings. I grew up cooking for 5 kids, including me. And so, just cooking one meal, and then I don't really do leftovers like that. I mean, I'll do it for like 2 days. That's it. But, I can cook, but it's like, I don't want to be spending my time cooking all the time. And I like the diet that I'm on now. I don't eat like I used to. When I was cooking everything. Everything, all the fat stuff. I was cooking mac and cheese and yams and putting a pound of sugar, pound of everything on it. And now, most days in the morning I do a shake. I do protein shake in the morning. I usually try to do 2 shakes a day. depending on if I'm at home or not. But I'll do a shake, I'll do some yogurt, I might do a salad, and that's really it. That's really what I've been eating lately because I'm trying to shed fat and get more lean muscle. So that's been my regimen. So it don't really, I'll throw a little salmon or something into a. You better be careful around these because this will poke you and it hurts. It's a rose bush. Look, these will poke you and they hurt. So you got to be careful. Um, but it ain't nothing wrong with cooking. It ain't nothing wrong with cooking. I just hate the role that people put on women and be like, oh, can you cook? What you bringing to the table? Can you clean? Can you this? Can you that? Do you like me as a person? If you don't, then move along. I shouldn't have to be shucking and jiving and cooking and cleaning for you to know that, oh, she's a genuine person. I really love her heart. I really love. Yes, you do need compatibility. Yes, you do need to make sure that y'all do like the same type of living. So is that person just clean in general? Like, yeah. Can that person cook if y'all need to? But like, I feel like in the beginning stages, most people be going out and eating and everything anyway. And I just feel like it's a privilege. It's a privilege for me to cook for you. If I'm cooking for you, I really, 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 really appreciate you and trust you. But I'm not just giving. Kai, be careful. He gonna have to learn the hard way. That's not, you can't dig into that. I told you it'll poke you. I told you. Stop throwing it in there. The next time you throw it in there, I'm not getting it for you because I don't want to get poked myself. Ouch. See? But yeah, so just had that thought today because I was like, man, I really did a lot of unnecessary stuff to like show someone that I care and show someone that just who I am. And it's like the standard that I had, they didn't even have that standard for themselves. So I am, to translate what a man means is, can you cook? Based off what you say, you know how to cook. Many chicks say they want to cook because they really don't know how to. But I honestly, I don't think it's wrong with not being able to cook. I don't, especially if they're a really good person and their heart is in the right place. Because the way I learned how to cook, for one, I've always been greedy. I've always been greedy, love to eat, just love food. Thank God that my metabolism didn't match my appetite. But the way I learned to cook was because I was the oldest of 5 children, and my mom was a single mom. And I hated that shit. I didn't hate cooking, but I just hated how much responsibility I felt like I had. And how much like I cared about my siblings. Like even when I became a teenager and I moved away from home, I would be feeling guilty. Like I'd be feeling guilty like I left my kids. And and basically I had my life wasn't hard like that because I had a great childhood growing up, but my mom was struggling, and I was able I felt it, you know what I'm saying? Like I felt the conditions that we were living in. And like, thank God we came from a good family. So my mom had help all around and, community all around her. But I feel like I was struggling, and I feel like, and I mean, some people might look at my life and be like, you spoiled brat or whatever. But when it comes to how I want my child to grow up, I don't want my kid, doing everything for a whole bunch of siblings and always feeling tired and always feeling like they got to do hella stuff, wash, clean up, make sure the house is clean. When none of the other kids want to clean up. My brothers don't want to clean up. I'm the only person that care because I don't want my mom to be frustrated or angry or mad when she get home. And so if I were to have a daughter, Yes, I would want my daughter to know how to cook. Just so I think cooking, knowing how to cook and knowing how to, you know, prepare meals for yourself is just a life skill that everybody needs to have. But um, it's not gonna be something where I'm like, you need to be knowing how to cook so you could be cooking for your man and da 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 da. Like, I don't want her doing that. I want a man that caters to her. And, you know, I hope that I do have the opportunity. Get out of here. Go back outside. Um, big old fly. But I want her I don't want her life to be nothing like mine. I want her to have a soft life. I want her to understand her worth. I want her to know that goddamn nobody deserves her unless they're the absolute best. You know what I'm saying? That's how we should be raising our daughters. Our daughters shouldn't have to come into this world thinking that they have to serve someone. Wouldn't they cater to each other? Yeah, they cater to each other, but now that I'm a mother, um, and I know this is way deeper than what I started off talking about, but just to be very transparent and to be very um, just like who I authentic to who I am and what I actually believe. I actually believe that a woman um, is a natural nurturer. I don't think that a woman has to cater to a man because it's in her nature to be nurturing, to be catering. And what I mean by that is that she shouldn't have to do anything outside of being herself for a man. Um, and the reason why I think that, and especially because now that I am a mother, um, at the end of the day, women are always going to have more responsibility when it comes to having children. We are carrying the child, and then once the child is here, it is non-stop just stress and worry. Like you literally think about your child nonstop, and then your body is never the same. It is the ultimate sacrifice. Um, and I just think that when it comes to like how I would want to raise my daughter, and there are so many things that I would want to instill into my daughter because the way that I grew up, um, the things that were said to me as far as men was like, I don't know, it didn't allow me to see my self-worth as a woman. It didn't allow me to see that you are amazing. Like you're amazing. I have to. I cook for my woman and she cooks for me. I don't feel like I'm lessening myself when I do it. If anything, I'm stunned for my babe. Hey, what you be cooking? What you be cooking? It probably be hella good, especially y'all from the South. But but yeah, so I really, if God willing, if I'm ever able to have a daughter, I don't want her life to be like my life. I want her life to be abundant. I want her to understand her worth. I want her to know that if someone is not um, if someone isn't giving and showing everything and also allowing her to just have ease, because here's the thing too, if I'm goddamn cooking and cleaning and doing all the shit and tired, how am I able to give you like my energy when I'm done with all of that? And I think people underestimate how um it's not difficult to like cook, clean, like simple shit like that, but I think that what I value is I value my mental capacity. I value my ability to be able to just dream. Ooh, yeah. Man, I love barbecue. That's the one thing that I do miss about like not eating meat or like poultry or red meat anymore. I do eat fish every now and again, but I don't like to cook it, so I usually only eat fish when I'm like out at a restaurant. But that's the main thing I miss is barbecue. That's what I love. But I usually like try to put like smoke in everything that I make. Um, is once a week too much though? No, I think whatever that woman prefers, I think is fine. You know what I'm saying? If that's something that she doesn't mind doing, then it's perfectly fine. I think it's just about what that woman wants. And if she's feeling like burnt out and tired and she doesn't even have capacity to use, because here's the thing. I feel like when women are cared for in a certain way, their capacity to love expands, and they're able to do things that are way more dope than goddamn cooking and cleaning. Like for instance, she might have capacity because she not hella tired. She might have more capacity to now give you a facial or just read more books to increase her mind, so that when y'all do have children, or even if y'all don't have children, just increase her knowledge. Or like she may be wanting to do some type of creative project, or you know what I'm saying. So take out forever? No, not take out. I just balance, not take out, balance, but balance, just balance and simplicity, and not expectations of, oh, you have to do this, or if we're together, you need to be cooking and cleaning. And also not, because you know how sometimes people can manipulate somebody, like if somebody didn't cook you dinner, you come home and you hella grumpy, and she might have just literally just been, I don't know, working on her body, doing yoga, working out, doing homework, working on her business, whatever. And food, she might have not even ate all day herself, but then you come home and then you're like, so you didn't cook, so it ain't nothing to eat. It ain't, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, goddamn, like, is it really that serious when you're a grown man and you know how to fend for yourself? And so, um, like, like I said, like I do super simple food now that I'm like, by myself. I'll buy smoked salmon and I'll broil it, add a little bit of honey and broil it, and then throw it on top of a salad, right? Something super simple. But I know, say if I was in a relationship with somebody toxic and I just threw that together, and they'd be looking like, what is this? Or you know what I'm saying? Instead of just being grateful for the fact that you get to put some food on your belly, and not making me feel as if I have to be goddamn top chef up in this house, when we both have things that we need to do. So no, not takeout, but just balance. Like if she wants to cook and she does cook, then cool. Or she's in the mood to cook, but just making it a priority and making it something. And like I said, it's all about what she wants, because to me, and what y'all want as a couple. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all might have a situation where y'all both feel like, Kai, do you need you need some attention. Um, y'all might both feel like y'all like to meal prep on Sundays together, and it might be cool. Um, stop doing that. Stop doing that. But it's just balance, and it's whatever works for y'all, and whatever, just as long as she's okay with it. But just also giving her the opportunity to kind of be chill and be like, you don't have to do nothing that you don't want to do, and I want you to be having ease. And I'll cook when I can. And about balance. It's just about balance. It's about balance and making sure that person feels loved no matter what, if they cook or not, if y'all meal prep or not, if y'all frozen food or not. It might just be a Trader Joe's frozen meal, and sometimes them be hitting. Sometimes them Trader Joe's meals be hitting, but sometimes it might just be that, and you're content with that. And I think that's really what it's about, is just making sure that person doesn't feel like that all of their validation lies in the fact that they can cook and clean. Like, we're so much more than that. We're so much more, and I think it really just goes back to really appreciating somebody's intellect and really appreciating who that person is. Like, do you really love me for who I am, or do you just love the fact that I can cook and clean? And to me, honestly, that's an insult. Like, I think I'm so much more than that. But I don't mind it, and I hope that, eventually I have the capacity to start feeling like I want to cook again. Because I actually used to like to cook. I just think that right now I'm just hella, just got a business that I'm working on. I got my son. I got just a lot of things that I'm working towards, to where, cooking every day be kind of like, it'd be a lot. So I just do what I need to do for my diet. Real talk, dudes don't mean what women think we mean. When a man asks if you can cook, he really wants to know if he gets sick, would you give him some food? Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. And that Kai, that taps into character. And if you know you got a good person, and that person cares about you and who you are, and ain't lying to you, isn't manipulating you, or don't really like you and lying to you. But like I said, I think that the way that to me, it seems like the way that you find that out is through acts and how that person acts and the things that they actually do, not the things that they say, because people can say everything, the things that they actually do, and through simplicity, and not like requiring too much when you first meet somebody, but just knowing that it's okay if y'all just chill and just get to know each other, and all y'all doing is just having conversations and not trying to go out to hella expensive dinners. Not that it's not it's cool to show somebody that you care and take them out somewhere nice. But I just think that it's when it's simplicity, and when you're able to just kind of figure out like, oh, I see what your values are. I see who you are as a person. That's the most important thing when it comes to getting to know people. But I'm about to hop off because my son is cutting up, and for no reason. Well, I guess it is a reason, but he cutting up. So I'm gonna tap out, and I'll be back tomorrow. Kai, what you going through? What's going on? What's going on? It's okay. It's okay. It's all right. But all right, I'll see y'all when you get a chance. Let me know how that Merkaba. Oh yeah, okay. Makes your solar plexus and heart chakra feel. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna tap in that tonight. I completely forgot. I'm gonna pull it up. I'm gonna put it on my watch later list on my YouTube, and I'm gonna do it tonight. So thank you, appreciate that. And all right, peace and blessings. I'll see y'all tomorrow. I'm tapping in tomorrow.